He never expected that a simple late-night walk through his own mansion would change his life forever. The house was silent, the kind of silence only wealth can buy: thick carpets, soundproof walls, and halls that echoed loneliness more than footsteps. As he turned a corner near the servants' quarters, he noticed a faint flicker of light slipping under a door. It wasn't supposed to be there. Curiosity pulled him closer. What he saw next would leave not just him, but everyone who heard the story, completely speechless. Before you continue, take a second to like this video and subscribe to KindlyTube, because stories like this remind us why kindness still matters in this world. Mr. Raymond Cole was known across the city as a powerful billionaire. Tall buildings carried his company's name, news channels praised his success, and people spoke of his wealth as if it were a legend. But inside his enormous mansion, he lived a quiet, distant life. His days were filled with meetings, numbers, and signatures, while his nights were filled with silence. Among the staff who worked tirelessly to keep his house perfect was a humble maid named Maria. She had worked there for over a decade, always polite, always grateful, never asking for more than what she was given. Mr. Cole barely knew anything about her personal life until that night. The door belonged to Maria's small room. Inside, sitting on the floor with her back against the bed, was her 14-year-old daughter, Lily. The room was dark. There was no lamp, no bulb, no light except for a tiny phone flashlight balanced on a stack of old books. Lily was hunched over a notebook, her lips quietly moving as she tried to memorize something. Her eyes were tired, her fingers smudged with pencil marks, and her school bag lay torn in the corner. She didn't notice him standing there. She was too focused on studying, too determined to let the darkness defeat her. Mr. Cole stood frozen. For a moment, he forgot who he was. He forgot the money, the companies, the status. All he saw was a child trying to build a future in the shadows. His heart tightened in a way it hadn't in years. He gently knocked on the door. Lily looked up, startled, quickly switching off the phone light as if she had been caught doing something wrong. "I'm sorry, sir," she whispered nervously. "I didn't mean to disturb anyone." He asked her softly why she was studying in the dark. Lily hesitated, then said the light bulb in her room had stopped working weeks ago, and her mother didn't have money to replace it yet. So she used her phone at night because she didn't want to fall behind in school. She explained that she wanted to become a doctor one day so she could help her mother and other people who couldn't afford treatment. Her voice shook, but her dream stood strong. Mr. Cole felt something crack inside him. The next morning, Maria was called into his office. She walked in shaking, fearing she had done something wrong. Instead, Mr. Cole asked her about Lily's school, her dreams, and their living conditions. When Maria admitted how hard life had become since her husband passed away, tears filled her eyes. She never asked for help. She never complained. She simply worked. That same day, Mr. Cole made a decision that shocked everyone in the mansion. He ordered the entire servants' quarters to be renovated. New lights, fresh paint, proper beds, study desks, and shelves were installed. Lily's room was transformed into a bright, comfortable study space. But he didn't stop there. He personally paid for Lily's school fees, books, uniforms, and later enrolled her into one of the best private schools in the city. He also set up a full scholarship fund under her name for her future medical studies. When Lily returned from school and saw her new room, she broke down in tears. She hugged her mother tightly, whispering, "Mama, it feels like a dream." But the biggest shock came a week later. Mr. Cole invited Lily and Maria to his office again. He told Lily that from that day onward, he would personally mentor her, ensure she had every educational opportunity, and that when she became a doctor, he would proudly stand in the front row at her graduation. He looked at her and said, "The world needs people like you, not because you're poor, but because you're determined." Word spread quickly. People who once saw Mr. Cole as a cold businessman began to see a different side of him. Employees felt valued. The mansion felt warmer. And Lily? She studied harder than ever, not just for herself, but to honor the kindness that changed her life. Years later, Lily stood on a graduation stage, wearing a white coat, holding her medical degree. In the front row sat Mr. Cole, wiping tears from his eyes. The little girl who once studied in the dark was now a doctor, and the man who once lived in silence had found a purpose greater than money. Sometimes, the smallest light in the darkest room can illuminate an entire future. If this story touched your heart, remember to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to KindlyTube, because kindness still has the power to change the world.